All right, welcome everyone. It is 5 o'clock on Monday, November 3rd, 2025. This is a regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Cape Girardeau. Thank you all for being here in person and online. Tonight, we will begin, as always, with our invocation and follow that by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight's invocation is by the Reverend Carl D. Palmer of Centenary Methodist Church here in Cape Girardeau. Thank you, Reverend. If you all would please rise and join us.
Thank you, Mayor. Would you bow with me for a word of prayer? We need you, Lord. We need you in this place. We need you in this city. We need you because we know that we cannot do this on our own. We know that we lack the capacity to do this without your divine guidance. And so we rely upon your presence now. We ask that you would guide every conversation, that you would be in the hearts of every person that speaks, that you would be in the minds of every decision that is made. And we thank you for your constant presence in our lives. We ask this in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. We do not have any study sessions tonight, but we do have a presentation by our police chief, Adam Glick, regarding technology development in the police department. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, Dr. Haskin. I appreciate you giving us a few minutes tonight just to talk about some of our technology upgrades. We have a few exciting things going on right now, and we thought tonight we'd focus on our camera system, some new cameras that we're getting and already have in place, and then our drone program. So I have somebody from the IT department. He's going to talk about the cameras, and then I have a couple of officers that will talk about the drones. So we'll start off with the cameras. Jason Selzer with the IT department, he's going to go over those. And he was also my old boss when he worked at the police department. So food for thought.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Like Chief Glick said, I'm Jason Selzer. I'm the senior network engineer for the city's IT department. And I've been asked to give a short demonstration on a couple cameras that the fire department recently purchased and that were placed on two towers here. I'm hoping they're going to show up. There we go. That give an aerial view of the city. These cameras are pan tilt zoom cameras, and they pretty much speak for themselves. This first camera here, hopefully, there we go. You can see that this is William and I-55. This camera is located behind St. Francis Hospital on the tower there. So it is quite a distance that it can see. This camera actually here caught an accident not too long ago where a car ran off the road and ran into McDonald's there in the drive-thru. So that's one thing it's already caught. I've got a couple saved positions here that we can see. Walmart, you can see right there. It will go even a little closer. These can be used for criminal investigations, for severe storms, things like that. In my almost 30 years with the city, I've never seen anything that we've had that compares to this as far as the capacity of different places that you can see. William and I-55, well, there's the mall. We'll just click on that and it'll zoom in. You can see the mall. And it will, the more you zoom in, the more it shakes a little bit because the tower is moving, but still you can see quite a bit.
Pretty good definition.
Yeah.
Can you see a license plate?
No, it's not quite that good. There are cameras that'll do that, but this one is not one of them. That's the mall, and then there, William and Kings Highway. If I click on that, if we'd have had a camera aimed this way, there was a incident at CVS not too long ago. There was a fatal accident up there, William and Sheridan. If we had a camera facing there, it could have assisted in that. It does zoom in a little more. You still don't get license plates, but you still can get a really good view of the intersection. And we don't have any cameras in these locations. I mean, this is it's phenomenal, the things you can see with this.
So this is the same camera from that St. Francis Tower?
Yes.
That
yes.
can shoot all the way over to
Yeah,
that?
if I was
road?
to back
Wow.
it up,
Wow,
yeah, that's the same.
that's remarkable.
It is.
So who's operating this?
Right now, just me. I mean,
So it's not dispatch, it's not.
nobody has access to them yet. Nobody has access to them yet. Right now, it is recording, but nobody else has access to these just yet.
Yeah, so you have pre-established locations and just click.
Yeah, we could change them anywhere. I just hit some highlights, Broadway and Kings Highway. It's,
When you say it's recording, so is that, you can look back?
yes, like if I did a playback right now,
At any
This-
of those sites?
yes.
Wow.
Well, now, the limitations of a pan tilt zoom, you're only going to get where it's currently looking.
Okay,
So if it turns, something happens over here and it's aimed over here,
gotcha. All right.
yeah.
So how quickly, like if a dispatch call comes in, can we pivot it to,
As quick as you can pin the location, if it's saved, I mean, you can just click on a bookmark and it'll turn there. If it happens to be a little off, you can pick the closest placed and then slowly turn it in that direction.
So that's what I meant, when it becomes operate, when you start this program, whatever, when you have access now, but who is going to be able to move the camera to see if a call comes in? Will dispatch be moving this?
That'll be up to the city administration. I don't know who's going to have access.
Okay, all right.
So but again, there's many places you can look at on this. It's phenomenal, in my opinion. 74 and Kings Highway, places that we don't have the current infrastructure to put cameras that we can see with these now. And
And so I don't want to jump ahead, but so then you couple this with the drone activity, if you want it closer, if you want to attach that, they can work in conjunction with this camera?
I mean, it's live, yeah. If they have a drone going, it could absolutely. There's the ability to put more of these up there if we ever decide to add more cameras. They can be put on the tower, and you could have multiple ones looking in different directions. So right now, there's just the one on this tower. So that kind of gives you an idea of that tower. The other tower is up by the Sportsplex, Center Junction, I-55, and Kings Highway there. This one is kind of by Cape County Park North. There's the Sportsplex.
so is it actually on the water tower?
No, there's a radio
Okay,
tower
there's
right
a radio
next to
tower
it,
next,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they're the radio towers. This is the actual exit 102 on I-55. And then you can see the playground that's up there. And then if you turn it, there's the Conservation Center. But these are, I mean, we don't have the ability to put cameras here, and this is just pretty phenomenal, the things you can see. There's the Elks Lake over there, and the Veterans Home. So that's just kind of a quick overview of the two cameras that are in place there now. So at nighttime, I mean, they still have pretty good visibility. Well, that's the other camera, but they still can see pretty good at night. So, yeah, both of them. So that's pretty much all I had. So, yeah, they're pretty awesome.
All right, any questions for Jason before he walks away? Because I'm not going to be able to answer them both.
What's thinking ahead, what's the intended, I mean, obviously you can see
so
stuff,
I'd
but
like to work smarter, not harder. So the more cameras we get, and so the plan is to get more of these things, and then to give our dispatchers and officers access to them. So if we do have an incident happen, we can have somebody operate that camera and go right to that incident and get intel immediately that we can pass on to the responding officers. That's the plan.
Is this a budget
have you budgeted this, or is this something that the state's made available, or how did you come across this?
No, so we've been working within our existing budget so far. Now, we may ask in the oncoming budget year for more money to purchase some more, but so far, we've been operating within our regular budget.
That camera there was only $800.
Yeah.
But there's a cost to pay for a lift and someone to go up there, that's
Yeah.
another $3,000, but still.
I was watching Lisa's face.
Lisa said it was fine.
No, that's good.
Well,
That's an incredible technology. It really is. Now I'm kind of with you on this. It's like, all right, how do we implement more of these? You know, I would like to see this in downtown. I'd like to see this in other places.
Yeah, for that price.
I like one.
Well, I mean, and it's a, you know, it's eyes on as a deterrent. You know, what we try to do, obviously, what you try to do is prevent crime, right? And if it's just like you walk up something, you say you're on camera, you're a little more less reluctant, you're more reluctant to do something if you know you have eyes on you. And so, I mean, it's a great tool, fantastic tool.
You know, over the years of having all the conversation about ShotSpotter and how the thing about ShotSpotter is it can zero down and triangulate where an incident takes place within a couple of seconds. And being able to pivot a camera to that general vicinity just instantly gives you a record, even before a first responder would arrive. That is really great technology. I did not know what to expect with that, and I did not believe it was going to have that capability to zoom in where you can see the drive-through at Rhodes from, you know, the hill up by St. Francis.
Yeah, the ShotSpotter is that's sound, right?
Yes.
It's generated sound. Now you've got vision
Yes.
as well, the audio and video. It's awesome.
I can assume this is more for reactionary for that purpose is when you have an event, but you say it's constantly recording, is that, or?
Right
on-
now, I have them set to 24/7, retained for 30 days right now.
Retain, that's what my next question was for 30 days. And as you get more of them, is it some sort of, I imagine the real cost is on the back, this is his question, not yours, Steve. The back end for server space, storage space, is that not right? I mean,
There is a cost there, but it's not
it's cloud-based?
right.
Okay,
It's not too absorbent.
okay.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and have our officers that can operate the drones come up and they can kind of give you a rundown of what we have in that area.
I was so hoping. Does it have a weapon on?
No, they do not. So I'm Officer Myrick.
Corporal Marbury.
So with our drone capabilities here soon, on the 11th, Paladin will be here and they will help us install it and will actually become semi-autonomous. And it is mounted on the roof of the PD. And from there, we have a 28 square mile radius, which straight line flying, that's about 3 miles from the PD, which covers 99% of the city. So we're looking at an expected from the time a call comes in to the time a drone is going to be overhead, about 90 to 120 seconds.
Amazing. Absolutely.
When we say like overhead, some of that's gonna be, like, we're not directly on top of them, but the camera on that drone is so high quality, we're able to zoom, you know, half a mile away. So while we're not actually there yet, we can see what's going on.
Similar to what they just saw.
Exactly.
Yes.
So will this be, we talked about this in the task force, I know. Will this be, I'm not sure what you mean by semi-autonomous, but connected to the ShotSpotter, will it send up immediately and before even?
We have to follow the federal guidelines. They say you cannot have it completely autonomous. So one of us
see.
pilots will have to initiate the launch,
Okay,
but then it will take off and fly to it by itself.
to where ShotSpotter is telling it
Correct.
is the.
Yes, we're going
okay.
to have that tied in.
Yeah, great.
Are you designated? Sure.
Designated operator 724, I mean, at the station for that.
We're still working on the staffing for that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
currently, we're trying to get some officers that go through the Part 107, which is the FAA's licensing portion for drone operations.
Well, will
Because I
this
can-
also record? Well, you'll have a recording of this and not just
Yes,
live thing, so if you wanted to go back and look over the footage, you can.
yes.
Yeah, because I can imagine you're hitting launch and it's going to a designated location, but you need like camera, just like we did there, the panning ability, like this person know this person, or, whatever it might be within a square block, you'll have to have somebody control that, correct? Or,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, once the drone flies and gets overhead, then we can, same thing, we can take over. If we say there's a shot spotter alert, we get close by, we see a car fleeing the area, well, then we can use the drone to follow the vehicle. Hopefully get an idea of what path it follows using the other cameras in the city as well, maybe get a license plate on the vehicle or a better description so we can identify it.
With this and the other camera situation and also with our flock, readers, there have been concerns, just about surveillance. Can you, I know you guys can assure, the community, but if you would speak to that, just
Sure, absolutely.
that we're not sending drones up, just cruising around, looking in people's windows and,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So currently, our drone will have a ceiling of 200 feet. So to go straight up to that ceiling, the camera will be locked at 90 degrees, so just see the horizon until it gets within however far we need for whatever call we're on to. So if it's a shot spot alert, whenever it's about 2 or 3 blocks away, then it'll pan down and start looking around. So we're not looking into anybody's windows, we're not trying to look in through any backyards or anything like that,
unless there's an
absolute need.
there's a suspect or.
Right.
Now,
car.
can you use this drone like in a building?
So that's what the smaller portion is.
Okay.
So,
So this is a great one. I actually saw it used when we were working with U.S. Marshals a year ago. We had a guy barricade an attic down on South Ellis or South Pacific. We're able to fly that through the gable vent on the side of the house and use it to look around. It was the exact same model drone, just not ours. But having that capability of not sending in an officer or a canine into a confined space with a potentially, armed subject, we can do that, get eyes on them, and then we know, hey, exactly where they are, how to use less lethal ammunition, de-escalation, other techniques to bring them out without having to actually send somebody in. So it makes it a lot safer for the officers.
Great.
And this program is drone as first responder, so it's mainly for responding to calls or events for the most part. It's not 3 weeks later, a detective is investigating like, oh, I wonder if that is laid out the way I thought it is, and they fly it over. They can't, you'd have to have an active search warrant or something along that lines, I'm imagining, or.
Well, so the initial point is drone first responder. However, it's got a dual purpose to where, just like today, we're investigating this homicide, called out Officer Myrick to start searching the riverbank for a potential area. So we can use it for both purposes if we need to, especially in sparsely populated areas. If there's dense vegetation, places that are harder to get to, that's a great resource for us to be able to get there and get eyes on as well.
Does it have any weather determinants? Like, can these drones go up in rain and
So with
cold?
this model here, this model is the M30T. It has the highest weather rating.
Cool.
So I've actually flown one of these through a thunderstorm.
Wow, awesome.
Now, the only thing that happens there is it will significantly drain the battery.
Sure. Yeah, I can
Instead
imagine.
of a 40-minute flight time, about a 20.
Yeah.
You mentioned weather earlier, especially on the towers. Do you imagine, when there's thunderstorms or tornadic activity around, possibly using that to?
Yeah, so the reason the fire department got that camera, or those cameras in the first place, was for weather spotting.
Oh, okay.
When I started here, over 20 years ago, when we had thunderstorms that would move in, and when we thought there might be tornadoes, we would actually send officers to locations throughout the city, and we would weather spot. And so,
Well, yeah.
not a fun thing to do.
Right.
But with the cameras can do that for us. So yes, it will absolutely help with other areas, not just crimes, but for things like weather spotting.
And I imagine as closely as you guys work with the fire department, if there's a big blaze, you could be able to use that to look overhead. and get
All they
any
need to do is
intel they
ask,
need.
and yes, we will make that available if they need them as well.
Gotcha.
Chief, how would this interface with the Real-Time Crime Center?
Yeah, perfect. So right now, we are looking at sources of funding for a real-time crime center, but we're slowly working towards that with some of these technology upgrades anyway. we do have to have people to work the cameras, to work the drones. So our idea with the drones, I like to have at least one person on each shift, so we have that 24-hour coverage. We're not there yet, but I'd like to work towards that. If we do have an actual crime center, we can designate staff to where that's all they would do, is to monitor the cameras, work the drones, and then do the other pieces of that puzzle too, like, investigate social media, or look at the ShotSpotter alerts, or look at the flock cameras, get all that intel, put them together, and put it out to the officers that are responding to the calls. Our goal is to reduce crime, but really, one of my big incentives for all these programs is to keep our officers and keep our people safe. And the more information they have before they show up at that call, the safer that they'll be. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Get it to huddle up a little bit. I'm sure it'd be very noisy, but it'd be, even the sound of that would be, having the sound of a drone would be.
You look at the cost of that camera, I guarantee you those things aren't that expensive either. Drones are really dropping, unless it's an agricultural drone, those are a little expensive, but, I mean, to have those, that's a great.
Very interesting. Okay, council, communication, reports from anyone? Dan?
I just wanted to thank everybody that's been involved in the numerous events that have happened in this community over the past couple of weeks. You've seen all of our community organizations really come out in droves, hosting fall festivals, Days Out on the River, Thriller on Themis, which had hundreds of people. And really just remarkable how much work goes into all of it, how much work from city staff goes into all of that. And so I just wanted to just take a moment, thank all city officials and city staff that take part in those things, because you really see how it builds a community, and you see how it showcases the dynamism of the community. And they're very important for a community like ours to have those opportunities to offer out to people. So thank you, city staff. Thank you to all the organizations that do that. We've had a couple of incredible weekends here in Cape, and I hope it continues.
Anyone else? All right, moving on then. Several items of discussion. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to appear as an advisory board applicant? At our next meeting, we have numerous board appointments. So, and I think several people, okay, we'll just start with you and we'll just take turns. Please introduce yourself and tell us what you're all about.
I wrote it down because I stumbled over stuff. My name is Jared Snell. I'm applying for the position on the Golf Advisory Board. I was born in Cape Girardeau, lived here most of my life. I spent 2 years on the golf board as a liaison to the Cape, for the Cape JCs organization as their president. In the tenure that I had at the JCs, and as a president, we headed the Friends of the Park events to help out and clean the course and pour concrete and do mulch and plant shrubs and everything that Randy and anything they needed for that. And then we set aside funding for their maintenance programs for their vehicles and stuff they need to take care of it. I am an avid golfer. I've played that course since it was the old course. I play it at least once a week. I live 2 minutes from the course, and I just, like I said, I care about the condition because I play it, and I care about the machinery and everything that takes care of it. And like I said, I enjoyed my time on the golf board the first time, and I'd really like the opportunity to do it again. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Snell. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Lacey Burnett, and I'm the Client Relationship Manager at Creative Edge here in downtown. I'm here to express my interest in the Liquor License Review Board. I spent nearly a decade in the service industry as a bartender, where I saw firsthand how management, clear communication, and mutual respect between businesses and the city can strengthen the community. Over the past few years, I've become more involved in Cape civic and business circles as a leadership Cape and the Citizens Academy graduate. I also currently volunteer as a Cape Chamber Ambassador. I've learned how important collaboration is to the city's growth and how much can be accomplished when local leaders, businesses, and residents work together. I want to serve on this board because I care about fostering a balanced vibrant environment where local establishments can thrive, maintaining the safety and integrity of our community. I believe my background gives me a unique perspective to bridge both sides of that conversation. I really appreciate your time and consideration.
Thanks so much. Anyone else wishing to appear? No? Okay, thank you all very much. Next, we will have the consent agenda review. Dr. Haskin.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, we added a couple of motions for your review, D4 and D5. Those are simply requests to accept improvements. D4 is a motion to accept a sanitary sewer main improvement to serve 211 South Kings Highway. D4 is another motion to accept the water and sanitary sewer main improvements to serve the Church of Latter-day Saints out at LaSalle.
Okay.
Mayor, that concludes the review.
All right, thank you. We'll move into regular session, beginning with this call to order and the roll call vote. Ms. Conrad.
Bliss,
Here.
Kentrell,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Kinder,
Here?
Preston,
Here.
Randall, Thomas.
Here.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. Council, we have an agenda before us. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor then of adoption of the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That agenda carries. Thank you. We have one public hearing tonight. I'll open this public hearing to consider a request to rezone property located at 121 South Sprigg Street from CBD, Central Business District, to DC and DCC, Downtown Commercial Corridor Overlay District, to C2, Highway Commercial District. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to appear and speak to this public hearing? No? Seeing none then, I will close this public hearing. Thank you. We have a consent agenda before us. Mr. Young, would you please read that?
Bill 25109, an ordinance accepting a permanent sanitary sewer easement from South K Inc. for property located at 211 South Kings Highway in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill 25109, an ordinance accepting a permanent sanitary sewer easement from South K Inc. for property located at 211 South Kings Highway in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill 25110, an ordinance accepting permanent utility easements from various property owners between South Sprigg Street and South Ellis Street in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill 25110, an ordinance accepting permanent utility easements from various property owners between South Sprigg Street and South Ellis Street in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
All right, thank you, Mr. Young. Council, we have the consent agenda before us. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none then, all in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That agenda carries. Thank you. Nothing was removed from our consent agenda tonight. We have several new ordinances tonight. First is Bill 25111, an ordinance amending Chapter 30 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, by changing the zoning of property located at 121 South Sprigg Street in the City and County of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, from CBD and DCC to C2. This is the first reading. Mr. Shrimplin.
Good evening. This is the former Save-A-Lot property. As you know, Save-A-Lot closed earlier in the year. Since that time, the property has been listed for sale. My office has been contacted by several parties who were inquiring about the permitted uses of the property under the zoning. And it kind of seemed to be a problem. I'd provide the information and then it wouldn't sell. So that prompted staff to kind of evaluate the property to see if that CBD DCC zoning was really appropriate for it. And as I write in the staff report, from a locational standpoint, being on Sprigg Street, that seemed to make sense. But given the improvements of the property, it's a grocery store. It's something you would probably find on William Street or out on Kings Highway, and those are zoned C2. Those areas are zoned C2. So we felt that C2 really is a more appropriate zoning district. It's my understanding the property is under contract now, no definitive plans. So that occurred after we initiated the rezoning, so maybe that helped.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to appear and speak to this bill? Hearing none, then council, is there a motion to approve Bill 25-111?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All right, well, hearing none, then council, all in favor of Bill 25-111, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Next, we have Bill 25-112, an ordinance amending Chapter 25 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri regarding number and spacing of driveways. This is the first reading. Mr. Shrimplin.
So a couple months ago, the Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed an exception request from the Development Code, which is this particular section regarding number and spacing of driveways. The code has a formula. A property has to have so many feet of frontage in order to get, well, they're all allowed at least one driveway, but then for every additional section of frontage, which is, I think, 150 feet for an arterial or 75 feet for a local or collector street, they're allowed an additional driveway. This particular situation, the property wanted a second driveway. They didn't have the frontage. They would have to have 300 feet of frontage in order to get that second driveway. So when the staff looked at it, we elected to support it with the condition that both of those driveways, existing one and the new one, be converted to one-way. So enter only and exit only. That, you know, the one-way driveways actually reduce the turning movements, which reduce the potential for conflicts. So from an engineering standpoint, we felt that that would be safer and appropriate. So that went to the commission. They did approve it. But at the time the staff discussed it, you know, again, in that spirit of trying to make the code more flexible, we thought it would be a good idea to just codify it and allow that by right. As long as they make the driveways one way, they get a bonus driveway for that section of frontage.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to peer to this issue? All right, seeing none then, council, is there a motion to approve Bill 25-112?
So moved.
Second. Any further discussion?
I had a question. So when you say one way, does that mean like a right in, right out?
Yes.
Okay, so they couldn't make a left out. It's not just one way meaning in and one meaning out. It's just.
Well, enter only and exit only is what I mean. So
Okay.
right in, left in, right out.
So they could
left
do
out.
both and, okay.
Yeah.
And there's no concerns about potential congestion that may cause. But, because basically it's just signage really that is differentiating between entrance and exit.
Enter only.
Yeah, we're looking at a combination of signage and pavement markings.
And pavement marking, okay. Gotcha, okay. I was just curious to get the full picture of what this was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any further questions? No? Okay, hearing none then, all in favor of Bill 25-112, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. And then lastly, Bill 25-113, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a special tax bill for property located at 1202 South Ellis Street, rear, for the demolition of a dangerous building. This is the first reading. Mr. Shrimplin.
This was a condemned building. I believe it was a fire, so we demolished it, and as provided for in the code, this is to issue a special tax bill so the city can recoup its costs for the demolition.
Thank you. Anyone in the audience wishing to appear for this issue? No? Okay. Council, is there a motion to approve Bill 25-113?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? I would just say I appreciate the summary that we're given, which clearly lays out all the measures the city has taken to try to give the owners the time, you know, to clean up this property, and those were not met, and so we're following procedures. Thank you. All right. If there's nothing else, then all in favor of Bill 25-113, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. We do not have any, no one registered to speak tonight. There's no other business that I know of, and so I will consider a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor then of adjournment, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.